How's it going, everybody? This is Friday Connect. We're excited to be back on Friday once again for training for real estate agents. My name is Tamila Rajasingam, and this is Jacob Sharman. We are real estate agents. We're here to work with real estate agents, and we love putting this training together because it's really about building a community. And I'm based in Toronto, Jacob's based in Houston, and we're collaborating every single week. So make sure you are tuning in. We also get this up on YouTube. So make sure if you missed it or can't tune in, you can always subscribe to our channel there. We'll definitely put a link in the description or in the chat right here so you can check it out, fridayconnect.net. Thanks again. We're going to do a little bit differently today. We're going to have a little bit of a light conversation about why each of us chose our brokerage. And before we get started, we wanted to do some fun little questions. I have some for you, Jacob, to kind of break the ice a little bit, to warm things up for our conversation, and to talk about why this brokerage that we're with is our first pick in terms of a modern real estate brokerage, and why you need to join this brokerage this year in 2023 to completely change your business. So let's get started, Jacob. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
If you were to choose between first-time home buyers versus investors, what's your choice? Quick.
First-time home buyers.
Okay. What about Google ads versus Facebook ads?
Google ads, because people are actually searching. So
Very nice.
like
Okay. Ooh, and what's your favorite social media platform?
Instagram. I don't like any
Nice.
other ones
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, me too. Me too. I feel like I've grown to really like YouTube as someone who's creating content now. It took me a
Right.
while. I think YouTube and Instagram too. Very nice. Okay, let's talk a little bit about eXp Realty. Why each of us chose it. Obviously, we're all two different people. We came with two different, mindset in terms of our goals. So personally, for me, when I think about eXp Realty, it is the brokerage. It is the future of real estate. I'm a very long-term person. I'm not looking for instant gratification. I'm really about working with people for the long term. I'm not just looking at numbers, looking for when that next paycheck is going to come. It's really about building a long and fruitful business. So for me, when I looked at eXp Realty, I saw literally so many opportunities there, which is why I love it so much, is because first, you can work anywhere you want, anytime you want, and anywhere in particular in terms of location, because I can go right now, travel to Greece and
Yeah.
still be working. And that's a complete changer for me. So that's like definitely one of the bigger reasons why I chose eXp, especially. And also, I just had young kids at the time. I just gave birth, and I did not want to feel like going into an office. So
I think I chose it, like everybody knows my story. My spouse wanted to get their license. I got it with them. And when I first was helping us find brokerages, for me, when I saw EXP, the rev share model and everything, because I didn't really want to do a lot of deals, just wanted to help him transition from his full-time job. I knew this was the business for us because I've been in business for myself. And I saw this is a true business model. This isn't a self-employed model. It's a true solid business model, like you said, for the long term. And that's something that if you look at some of these other brokerages that are trying to model EXP, it's all about like what you're getting upfront quickly. Like you get a little more money in the beginning, but long term you actually don't. And I like you said, I'm in it for the long term. So
and you know what I think for me is, I looked at really my business, my goals, for me and Josh together, our really our lifestyle and where we wanted to go. And EXP wasn't just for the again, it wasn't just a job, right? It wasn't just an employment. It was something that was going to be our retirement strategy. It was that financial
right.
freedom, that life that we were looking for, that lifestyle. Again, working, and you and I both know Toronto isn't going to be my home forever, and same with you with
Right.
Houston. So how do I find a place where I can call home? Because when I went to the government, even some of my coworkers said, "I know Tarmila is not going to be here for long," and I said, "Absolutely not," And but EXP, I mean, I'm here for the long term, and to me that was important because I did that research and understanding me and what I wanted, and I'm sure you talked about that a lot too, about why EXP was so perfect for you in that sense.
Yeah, because I knew when we got into real estate and he wanted to work for himself, we figured out the license is that we wanted to be a broker. But in Texas, you have to hold your license for 5 years. You have to accumulate all these continuing education hours, right? You have to do all these deals. And then on top of that, when I was talking to people in our family that are brokers, people that I know, they were talking about the headaches, the money, the just to keep the thing afloat, and you got to provide all these resources. And then the moment I saw EXP, it was like 1 o'clock at night. I was surfing my phone. I watched that Brent Go video, and I was like, "Holy crap! This is a true business. We can build a team from day one." I mean, I had my first agent in my group within first month and a half, and she brought in 2 agents, so we had 3 agents. And I knew right away we could start building a group, and I could provide some resources to them, but I didn't have to, right? I didn't have the stress of having an office space and doing all this, but I could actually build a team and actually focus on what matters. And EXP came in with their amazing resources, 900 employees, 80 plus hours of training, and literally said, "Here, use this to train your agents, and we'll take that. You just help them with their
But I
business." And
also do you also find that when you're talking to people about that stage of finding the brokerage, everyone and their mom had an opinion, and I needed
Mhm.
to really mute that out because people would say, "Oh, go, if you didn't have a company that was giving you leads, how are you going to survive?" And I think to me that's one of the biggest fault is that even I met with an agent yesterday and he kept asking me, but what's your lead generation strategy? And I'm like, and I keep having to tell him that think about your business holistically. This isn't, and I keep having to tell him that real estate agents don't have a lead generation problem. We all are connected, we all know people, and we have a follow-up problem. We don't convert properly, and let's talk about the systems and process that are in place. And so to me, I feel like when you're choosing a brokerage or when you're really thinking about your business and laying out that foundation, make sure you're listening and you're understanding, where people are coming from, but do your best to really, take out some of that noise and make a decision that's better suited for you. And that's why when I found, the Wolf Pack and particularly EXP, I knew I was at the
Mhm.
right place because it was exactly what I was looking for. This is exactly what Josh and I were, as a team, we were looking for, and it made sense.
But you and I are very similar too, where when people would throw out, like if I talk to Keller Williams or these local teams, they would throw out like, "Oh, we could give you leads." I know from the beginning of my sales career, working in mortgages and insurance, the leads that they provide me are crap. They're already been picked through. They've thrown it out to everybody. It's probably something another top agent couldn't convert. Now they're throwing it to me to say they gave me a lead. I didn't need them to give me leads. I know I do this for clients every day with my marketing background. You too. We know how to generate leads. I don't need you to do that. What I need is a good system. I need you to teach me real estate. I can do my marketing, and that's one thing I really kept focused.
Well, you made a good point. It's these some of these realtors who are so attracted to leads because again, it goes back to our original point about thinking short term, right? Instant gratification.
Mhm.
So now you've done your first deal. Let's say these leads are great, and I have agents who close deals on some of the leads that were given to them by the brokerage. Great. And let's say you do close that lease lead or that buyer, seller, whatever. Great. Now you're next looking for the next one, right? You're back to square one again. Where if you think about your business as a business and you start to lay out proper foundation, have a proper business plan, think about your marketing plan, think about how you want to grow and scale, then you're talking a completely different game here. And you need to find a vehicle, and that's why I look at
Yeah.
EXP and even our group is a vehicle. And I come from over a decade working, in strategic, creating marketing plans, working for large scale events, working for the government. I had experience working for not for profit, and then I come into the space where I'm an entrepreneur and I have to take all these experiences I've already had. And I felt like, oh, I know what I'm doing, but I still had to really check in my ego and
Yeah.
realize, okay, this is a new industry still. Yes, I was an investor. I get it. I know how to do paperwork probably better than any of the new agents that are coming into the business. But I still needed to check in my ego and realize, okay, there are a lot of people that are playing this at a completely different level. And that's where I want to get to. I don't want to play at this level that I've already been all these years. I want to level up now. And that's why this company, this group, everything just it clicked.
Yeah, and two, when you're researching, even whether it's brokerages or what sponsor to choose at EXP, you have to look at what are your strengths. You're not going to join a group that is just great at everything that you're doing, that you're great at. You need to be looking for somebody that, okay, I know I'm good at lead generation, but I need help with this over here. Or I'm weak at lead generation, but I'm good at sales. So they have very good marketing and social media and all that. So you need to find somebody that can complement you so that way they can make you whole and teach you and help you with strategies in your business, because so many people, I don't think they know what they're good at and what they're not good at because they don't take time to learn. It just they're all focused on lead generation. And I guarantee you, we always say is we can go into somebody's database and we guarantee they have tons of leads. They've just never followed up and converted
Oh, they
them.
probably have a bigger network than you and I have combined. I meet
Yeah.
so many agents that have so many friends on Facebook, on LinkedIn. They have amazing jobs, and they're completely ignoring all the relationship they built, but they want to go and focus on strangers that they've never met before, and it blows my mind. You know.
Yeah, like you see in the past videos too. Like my biggest pet peeve is that people they post to social media all the time and it's good content, but no call to action, no way to capture their lead. And they're like, social media just doesn't work. And it's like, it does, but you didn't do it correctly. So leads, if you're focused on just getting leads in your business, move on to another topic and find another brokerage that's really going to help, especially for new agents. We've had people come over, just 2 people last week coming over to our team, literally joined a new brokerage, said that that brokerage had no system in place. She had to find her own coaching and mentorship. And this is a well-known brokerage in her area. And the one comment she made to me was, "Oh," and this was a client of ours for web design. And she's like, "Oh, I love your real estate group. I wish I was in your area so I could be on your team." And I was like, "Oh, you can get access." And then literally the next day, we're on a call, showed all that. And then even her first week at eXp, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I've never had this much attention and resources." It's overwhelming, but it's a good overwhelming. And
Yeah.
so you really have to do your research where you're at in your business too.
If you've seen my trainings, if you've been in calls, I've said this 1,000 times. You can do as little as you want at EXP, as much as you want. The opportunities here, if you know who you are and where you want to get to. And I even posted about this last week. And Jacob, you know this. I say this in our mastermind call. We as people, as business owners, you truly get what you want in life when you know what you're looking for. A lot of people don't get what they want is because they have no clear indication of where they want. They don't have a vision for their life, they don't know what their purpose is, and they're just running in circle. And trust me, it all relates back to this. And I think that's where you hit a wall and you feel confused. And some people, we know there are a lot of people that have a lot of money and they still feel lonely. And so it's not
Right.
usually financial, it's not sometimes the people you're connected to or the work that you do. And you just have to figure out what that is for yourself. But you made a really good point about the fact that sometimes, you can go from brokerage to brokerage and you're really running in circles. But you could have found success at Remax, you could have found success at Century 21,
Right.
you can find success at EXP. So it's not the brokerage, but it completely at the same time, it is, you can use the right vehicle to get to your goals. And what is that vehicle? And for me, EXP was the right vehicle because I get to work with agents like you and so many other people around the world. I get to share what I'm passionate about, which is marketing, digital marketing. But at the same time, I get to do what I also love doing, which is investing and buying properties, helping buyers, sellers, and it's just perfect. It's just perfect.
Yeah. So let's move on to like, what made you choose the Wolf Pack for one and Mike as a sponsor? What did you look for in that? Because I know you and I both did our research and literally looked at everybody that we could.
Yeah, for me, again, it's the concept of putting your ego aside and looking at people who were doing it on the next level, right? And to me, and Josh was the primary when I actually got introduced to Mike Sherrod through my husband Josh, and he is big on YouTube. He constantly watches videos to this day, and he would mention a bunch of different people, and he would, and at this time when I was looking for a brokerage, he mentioned, hey. And for us, we had a completely different mindset, right? I didn't even have a plan for this. But I weirdly, I did in a way, but not through this brokerage. Like you and I know, we both wanted to have a marketing agency. We wanted to do all these things. But like universe always does, if you make your intentions very clear, universe will make it happen for you. So universe really steered me to the right place at EXP. You and I ended up meeting, and then everything just went on amazingly from there. But going back to choosing a sponsor, I think it was really important for me, exactly what I was looking for. And remember, sometimes, yes, I had a lot of agents tell me, well, do you have the right culture? And I said, yeah, but you know what? I make my own culture with my group, the
Exactly.
mastermind calls. And yes, sometimes I have agents who don't love sometimes the bigger group feel and they want a little bit more smaller, or they don't love all the topics that get talked about. And then great, then go make you. So if you don't like it, then you know what you like. So let's focus on what works. And so that's where I would come to, is do your research, folks. But when you do your research, do a really good awareness work on you. And so it
Yeah.
allows yourself, the universe, the energy to find the right people for you. And remember, you're not finding, not everybody that you find in your network have to be that perfect, that brings everything, right? I have different people in my business that do different things and they bring their different skill sets, right? And like we all have friends who bring in their own uniqueness. So focus on that. And if there's anything that is missing, and that's why I talk about SWOT analysis, right? Doing that analysis of your brand, yourself, about what's missing, where does it need improvement, and go and find that. So that's kind of where I would go on a high level. But I could sit here and talk about hours about finding the right people. But I will tell you,
Right.
to me, I'm glad you asked this, because finding the right sponsor and finding the right group is one of the number one reason, especially when you're joining eXp Realty.
I think it is the number one reason. I think it's two, the number one reason agents fail and leave EXP too, because we've heard it time and again. Oh, I didn't know how important a sponsor was because they're so focused on mentor and local that they don't choose the right sponsor. And I remember when I first got introduced to EXP, actually, I went looking for EXP. I was, checking all the brokerages, and a friend that I used to know in Pensacola, I remember something about EXP, so I just reached out to him. He sent the Brent Go video, so I watched it. So I asked him like, "So what do I get working with you?" And it was like this much. And then so I started just doing research that we could choose a sponsor. Found Mike, Mike Sherrard, and then started going through all of his videos. I was like, "Oh, I love this. I love the resources, all of that." Because for me, once I understood the model, it was a plan that it was not only what can I benefit from. So Mike spoke that marketing language, right? We had the social media, had this value stack, and then I looked at it like, oh, that's less stuff I have to recreate because I don't like to reinvent the wheel. So I could go in and go, okay, well, he needs these areas now. This is my specialty. I could plug it in. And then finding you on one of his videos, I was like, wow, she's in marketing. She speaks the same thing as me. Not only do I get Mike's stuff, but I get her stuff. And this is a big thing that people don't understand is that a lot of times, if you want something like what Mike Sherrard offers, you can go find somebody else in the Wolfpack, and he even recommends it. Go find somebody else with an additive value stack that's going to help you. But also think about if you're really going to build a rev share, think about your future agents. That's what I was thinking about too, is that what can Miguel use? What can I use? And then what can future agents I know they're going to need? So Social Agent Academy, all those things. And then we rolled in all these web design resources, kvCORE resources with you. You have to really look at the whole picture.
Oh, 100%. And you know why we know that? Because of the amount of agents who are in our group at eXp as well that message us and DM us thinking, oh, I could have joined you when I joined that agent that has nothing to provide. I'm like, yeah. And the funny thing is it's not too late now. You can still purchase our stuff, right? And that's why a lot of what we have that we actually were created as free resources for our agents, we had to actually started putting them and putting prices on them is because a lot of people wanted to purchase them. So it became a really holistic business for us. But I wouldn't have been able to do that any other brokerage. So I could do this here. So to me, it's a win-win. But we're gonna have to cut this conversation a little bit sooner, shorter. And again, like we talked about, we're gonna continue these conversation every single week on Friday Connect because I do have a client call to get to. So it is exciting. So I have to get to that. But let's kind of wrap it up. One advice you can give agents. It's not just new agents, right? Any agents who, if you're talking about a modern real estate brokerage, why they need to make a decision right now and join eXp Realty.
It's because one, you said it again, it's about the long-term strategy. I know my business is secure here at eXp. I've looked at other brokerages like Real and all of the others, and they're great models. But for me, it's long-term. I don't have to worry about eXp going anywhere. I know their stock share is strong, that we're agent-centric, we're agent-owned. Majority of our business is owned by agents. So I know we're going to make the right decisions for ourselves and our business. So I know long-term, my business is here, it's secure, and I can feel confident, especially when I grow my rev share too, that the agents that I'm recommending eXp to will have success and a solid business here. And the fact that we can work global. So look on it beyond this traditional real estate model where you're just to your little city or your side of town. It's actually, there's a global model available just like eXp that you and I being in Toronto, me, Houston, my other agents in California, one coming from Dubai, all of that stuff, we can work together, and this builds a long-term strong business. So do your research.
100%. And you said it so perfectly. To me, when I think about a modern brokerage, again, I'm thinking really holistically and future centric, and I'm thinking about my business. And to me, it's really about not chasing really the shiny penny, right? And figuring out who has the best thing, and thinking about. And look at both of us. We have multiple streams of income. We wouldn't have been able to have everything that we have right now if we didn't join this brokerage. Again, there's a vehicle that allowed us to connect to so many different people and collaboration and even our friendship. Like we have friends and family. Like we're meeting in Vegas in October, and I cannot wait to see all of you guys because I feel like I'm getting to see my brothers and sisters and friends. Like it just feels like family. And I know it sounds so cliche every time when people say, "Oh, my work feels like family." And honestly, we enjoy being around each other. And I honestly wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't make a decision to go into real estate and particularly join this brokerage. So,
I mean,
and I
we
get to
spend more
learn.
time together than with our spouses. So
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so many people that always ask me like, "What is it like working with Josh?" And I'm like, "Amazing. He's my life partner." So imagine now he's my business partner, and we get to do that. So the fact that when they ask those kind of questions, imagine how far back they're thinking, right? Like, because they're thinking, oh my goodness, you can work with your partner. The fact that why would you ever so get that idea that you cannot, that's your life partner. You should be able to work with them in all capacity. So I love this conversation. Let's keep this going. Thank you for entertaining that quick, rapid, fun stuff at the beginning of this conversation. So I love all your answers. That was great. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. If you like this, if you want to work with us, click on that link in the description below. Check that link in the chat box, and love to hear from you. And if you have any questions right now, feel free to ask. And also, if you want to partner with us, work with us, if you're a real estate agent anywhere in the world, we're in 24 countries and growing. Connect with us. We're happy to help you grow your business. And if you are looking to just, even if you're part of another brokerage, if you're already part of eXp, and if you need help with lead generations, SEO, website, marketing, digital marketing, social media, if you want social media content done for you and more, we have it all here. And like, yes, you get all of it for free. I know every time when I tell this to people, they think that what do I have to pay for? None of it you have to pay for. And
I
once
swear.
again, no obligation whatsoever. I recommend you sitting down talking. Please do the research, because I do not want to get a DM from any of you saying you could have chose
Right.
you didn't choose the right sponsor. That's my recommendation.
All right. Be sure to register for next Friday Connect for 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our website, fridayconnect.net. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you, everyone. Take care.